So we will begin our retreat reciting the refuge prayers in 3 jewels in Sanskrit.
我哋會用呢個梵文嚟到念誦三皈依文嚟開始我哋今晚嘅閉關，呢連3日嘅閉關。
And when we recite the refuge prayers, please bring into your mind Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and all the Bodhisattvas, and all the Arhat, and all enlightened beings.
當我哋念誦嘅時候，個心裏邊想住佛法僧三寶，所有嘅菩薩、所有嘅阿羅漢同埋所有嘅證悟者，都將佢放喺我哋嘅心裏邊。
Naman tasma bhagavante Ahande Samya Sambuddhaya Buddham Sharanam Gacchami Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami Sangham Sharanam Gacchami Dhammamambi Buddham Sharanam Gacchami Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami Sangham Sharanam Gacchami Tridhyamambi Buddham Sharanam Gacchami Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. And then we should meditate briefly before we start the discussion. We should practice briefly.
好，我哋坐一陣間禪修，做一陣間嘅禪坐。
So I call we should practice three steps of meditation.
一個3個步驟嘅禪修方法。
First, we just sit. Let our body totally drop on your meditation cushion or on your chair.
第一，我哋就咁坐喺度， 將我哋嘅身體就咁樣放晒落去我哋呢個坐墊上邊。
Or you can tell yourself, finally, I have this opportunity, sit on my meditation cushion and feel proud and happy.
你可以話俾自己聽，我終於有機會，同埋我覺得我自己真係值得驕傲，能夠坐喺呢個坐墊上邊。
Almost like you lost your home and wandering and looking for your home. Finally, you find your home and you settle. You just drop your body like you're finding your home. You just sit. Let your body, feel very comfortable with this meditation cushion.
就係好似我哋迷失咗，揾唔到自己屋企一樣，而家終於揾到啦，終於揾到自己嘅屋企啦。我哋就好舒服、好放鬆咁樣喺我自己坐喺我哋嘅坐墊上邊。
Or you can imagine that you are tortured by heat. You get lost in desert and heat. You really suffer. And suddenly you found a big tree and found a shadow. Or then you run and just sit under this tree like a shadow.
又或者想像自己喺呢個非常之熱嘅一個沙漠裏邊受緊呢個熱嘅煎熬底下，突然之間你揾到一棵樹，喺個樹蔭下邊你可以放鬆啦。
Yes, this is what I call just sit.
就咁坐喺度。
Okay. Next step is you let it go. Completely let it go.
第二就係將所有嘢都放低晒佢，完全放低晒佢。
Completely let it go of your hopes and fear.
所有嘅希望，所有嘅恐懼都放開佢。
Or completely let it go of an idea I need to do some important thing.
放開你覺得自己要做一啲好重要嘅事，呢個念頭都放開佢。
Right? When you really sit, we don't need to carry all the unnecessary stuff. So you can drop it or let it go.
坐喺度唔需要帶住呢啲完全冇用嘅嘢，就係完全放開佢，就咁樣坐喺度。
Second, completely let it go. You don't need a helpers, guru, therapist, and Buddha come to purify to you. You're able to let it go. Okay, let it go. All the worries, all the hopes and fear, all this idea, we don't need now. Just let it go.
你乜嘢都唔需要，你唔需要佛，唔需要上師，乜嘢都唔需要。你唔需要你嘅煩惱、你嘅恐懼、你嘅希望，任何嘅念頭，你都唔需要，完全放開佢，就咁坐喺度。
I call second step is completely let it go.
呢個就係第二個步驟，完全放開。
Okay. Even your method to meditation, we have a lot of idea. How should I sit? Where should my mind focus? All this method maybe not necessary now. Just drop it, let it go.
所有嘅禪修方法，你對於你嘅心應該點樣集中，一切嘅意念關於禪修嘅方法都放開佢。
Second step, to let it go.
呢個就係第二個步驟，放開。
Then third step is effortlessly being present.
第三就係完全唔用力咁樣，就咁喺呢一度。
Yes. Or totally be opened.
完全打開。
Present. Okay? I call this a 3-step meditation. You can do this.
呢個就係3個步驟嘅禪修方法，你做得到。
Okay, I will remind you again. Totally let your body sit.
再提醒一次，第一，你完全將你個身體就咁坐喺你個坐墊上邊，
Then completely let it go.
然後完全放開，
And then effortlessly be in present.
最後唔用力嘅就咁存在喺呢個空間。
This is what the Buddha did under the Bodhi tree.
呢個就係佛陀當年喺菩提樹下所做嘅。
This is what the Milarepa did in the cave.
亦都係密勒日巴尊者所做嘅。
Yes. We should follow the path of a Buddha and the path of a Milarepa.
我哋亦都跟隨佛陀，跟隨密勒日巴尊者嘅道路，
With the 3-step meditation.
做呢一個3個步驟嘅禪修。
Okay. So here, how many of you are totally new into meditation practice? Raise your hand.
有冇一啲完全未曾
Totally
學
new.
過、冇學過禪修嘅同學請舉手。
Okay. 1 and 2. Totally new?
完全冇學過喎，係咪啊？
Okay. This is your first time you're sitting in a meditation cushion?
係咪第一次坐喺個坐墊上邊 ？Yes。
Good. Welcome to the meditation cushion.
啊，歡迎你啊！
You make a wonderful choice
你
to sit in the meditation cushion.
你作出
It is
咗
a
一個非常之好
wonderful
嘅選擇啊！
and precious decision.
珍貴一個珍貴嘅
Okay.
選擇，
So welcome.
歡迎。
So how many of you have been meditating for 3 years?
有邊
Raise your
位
hand. Just 3 years.
禪修有3年嘅時間學咗禪
Just
修？
3 years? Just only 3 years? Okay. Think.
3
Or
年，
maybe longer than 3 years?
3年過多咧，
Only
多過
3
3年
years.
咧，
Okay. Okay. How about 7 years?
7年咧，
Okay. Very few. How about 10 years?
10年咧，
Oh. 20 years?
20年咧，
The many of you did not raise your hand. Not totally new, not 3 years, not 7 years, not 10 years.
有啲人好似都冇舉手喎。
What about 1 month?
1個月嘅咧，
Okay. Oh. Anyway, meditation practice is always new and fresh. You never claim or pretend yourself, I've been meditating for a long, long, long time.
禪修永遠都係新同埋新鮮嘅，千祈唔好話俾自己聽，我習禪已經好長好長時間啦。
So that I think that you've been meditating for 20 years, 30 years, it's okay. But our connection, our relationship with the meditation cushion should be very fresh. Very fresh. Very helpful.
無論你係習禪咗20年或者30年，你同你嘅禪修嗰個坐墊呢嗰個位呢，係永遠都係一個好新鮮嘅關係㗎。
Okay. And then we will begin our meditation, this retreat, mainly through 3-step meditations. Remember that. You can learn, right? Yes, totally new, yes. Could you manage 3-step meditation? Yes? Yeah.
頭先做唔做到啊？嗰3個步驟嘅禪修方法係咪啊？
Then, top of that 3-step meditation, then we should train ourselves to ask a question skillfully.
我哋要訓練自己技巧咁樣，同埋去問自己一個問題，善巧咁樣去問自己一個問題。
Okay, we should train our brain or our intellectual mind to ask questions, inquiring, analyze skillfully.
要訓練我哋嘅心，我哋嘅腦去善巧地去問問題。
For example, we can really think from the Buddhist point of view, we are already Buddha, right? Buddha, or we are already free, or we are already enlightened. Right? That's the Buddha's wisdom, teaching. right? We are already Buddha. We are already enlightened. We are already free.
從佛教嘅智慧嚟睇，我哋咁樣諗，其實我哋就已經係佛啦，我哋就已經係自由啦，我哋本身就已經證悟咗㗎喇。
This is very important for us to remember. Sometimes we forgot the essence of Buddha's teaching, that we are already enlightened, we are already free, right? We are already Buddha. We forgot that part. And then we are chasing, oh, I want to be enlightened. When I become a Buddha, right? When I will be free.
呢三點呢，我哋其實成日都唔記得㗎。於是乎呢，就成日就問自己：我幾時成佛呢？我幾時可以自由呢？我幾時可以證悟呢？我哋原來唔記得咗，原來呢三點我哋都已經就係㗎啦。所以喇嘛話我哋要記住呢三點。
Buddha gave a very wonderful example. They call like a jewel, right? You have a jewel. Sometimes you have a jewel in your forehead.
佛陀俾咗個好嘅例子，一個珠寶，一個寶石咁樣，一個例子，一個寶石。
Precious jewel. You have this precious jewel with you all the time. Somehow you hit it in the wall like this, and jewels go inside, a little bit inside.
即係好似一啲印度婦女佢哋嘅裝飾咁樣，就有一個個寶石咧，就喺呢個眉心中間咁樣，然後你就用一塊鐵咁冚自己咧，嗰個寶石就入咗去個頭裏邊。
Then you realize, you suddenly thought, I lost my jewel. I lost my jewel.
你就哎呀，我唔見咗我呢個寶石。
Then all the problems, samsara begin. The idea, a belief that I lost my jewel.
呢一個以為自己唔見咗呢個寶石，就係輪迴嘅開始啦。
Right, I lost this my jewel. And then you're searching, and you put all the effort. I'm looking for this jewel. Right?
你四圍揾，你用盡所有嘅能力去揾翻呢個咁珍貴嘅寶石。
And you're wandering, right? Everywhere.
四圍揾。
This is what they call samsara.
呢個就係輪迴啦。
We are still wandering, looking for and searching for or complaining, right? You suffer because you're looking this precious jewel.
你四處咁尋覓，你四圍咁樣揾，你受苦，你有好多嘅投訴，就係你要揾翻你嘅寶石。
Actually, you have already a little bit closer, too closer, right? You could live inside your body, a little closer.
其實你原本已經有㗎啦，只不過係你將佢再更靠近你嘅身體，令到你以為你自己唔見咗。
This is what the Buddha really show us. Actually, you have already.
佛陀就話俾我哋聽，你本來就已經有㗎啦。
And to pray, may I have this jewel? Or I want to produce this jewel.
於是乎你就以為自己唔見咗，就係我想再整翻呢個寶石出嚟。
Or I want to buy this jewel.
或者我想再買翻一粒咁嘅寶石。
Or download.
或者而家可以下載一粒寶石。
Or install new jewel.
或者再鑲多一個新嘅寶石。
Then Buddha said, that is confusion.
佛陀就話
The idea of getting from somewhere.
佛陀就會話呢一個就係紛亂啦。
Is mistaken idea. That's confusion.
一個錯誤嘅睇法。
Right? Only Buddha find out or realize jewel is within ourselves.
只有佛陀佢會睇到，原來呢個寶石就係喺我哋自己嗰度。
And he fearlessly declare we are already free, enlightened, already Buddha.
而佛陀亦都無懼地講出，我本來就係佛， 本來就係自由，本來就係證悟㗎啦。
And sometime for us, this very important, crucial, essential teaching, right? We're missing that part.
呢個係非常非常重要嘅一個教訓，一個教導。但係我哋往往就係
missing that. This is why we're
冇
looking
留
for
意到
this
呢一
jewel.
點，
Yes. We're looking for this jewel
仲要四圍去揾，
called enlightenment,
四圍去揾一樣叫做證悟嘅嘢，
right? Called liberation,
叫做一個解脫，
called happiness,
叫做快樂，
or called soulmate.
或者一種嘅靈魂上邊嘅一個慰藉，一個伴侶。
Soulmate, right? Yes. And I'm thinking, I'm looking for this, missing.
四圍去尋覓，去尋找。
According to Buddha, Bodhisattva, we are already have that. Then later the teachings called Buddha nature, right? Buddha nature teaching.
所以我哋就有呢個佛陀會教佛性呢一個咁樣嘅教導。我哋本具佛性，
But in our experience, it's a little bit different. Even though I have this jewel, this freedom, this enlightenment, right? Happiness. But my everyday life experience, I don't feel like enlightened. I don't feel like a Buddha. I don't feel all the time I'm totally free, right? We're going through all challenges.
但係喺我哋日常嘅生活經驗裏邊，我真係唔係好覺自己有呢一個寶石喎，真係唔係好覺得自己就係佛，自己就有自由，自己就係一個證悟喎。日常生活裏邊有好多好多嘅挑戰。
Challenges, right? Yes. Then according to the Buddha's teaching, he said, our jewel, our freedom, enlightenment is somehow it cover.
佛陀嘅教導就係咁樣，我哋嘅寶石，我哋嘅佛性，我哋嘅自由就係遮蓋咗啦，
Right? Something cover. Or somehow it locked up.
或者鎖埋咗。
So therefore, important question is, what really block us? That is blocking something. The
重要
thing,
嘅
what really block us from experiencing, realizing, right? This precious jewel or the Buddha natures, or your own Buddha.
到底乜嘢障礙咗我去睇到我嘅佛性？
Everything. Because of you, we say, right? Because of you, I failed to recognize my Buddha nature. Because of you.
因為你咯，
Even you start to blame Buddha. Because Buddha is not smiling every day.
甚至乎你會埋怨佛陀，你都唔係日日笑嘅。
See? When we don't closely observe, analyze, right? Think. But if you closely observe and go to list, maybe you say no. You will realize no.
當你好仔細咁樣再睇清楚啲嘅時候，你會發覺，誒唔係喎。
Maybe at the beginning, right? You can make a list. What really disturbed me, hindrance, blocking me to realize my Buddha nature. You list endless, everything because of your nose, because of your hair, because of these appearances, right? Maybe everything, many lists, endless lists, endless lists and lists, right?
起初我哋會甚至乎可以列出一張清單，呢樣嘢、呢樣嘢、呢樣嘢、呢樣嘢都唔啱、唔啱、唔啱。你個鼻哥、你個身體、你什麼什麼，都係你嘅障礙嚟嘅。呢個係起初我哋作出嘅一個反應對呢個問題。
Even you want to put in the list of Buddha, also.
甚至乎佛陀都會出現喺你嘅清單裏邊。
Right? List. Okay. But maybe when you settle down, carefully, closely look at this, is it really blocking me? Maybe you realize you said, no, actually this is no. If you go through the list, you will realize, no, actually not because of a nose, not because of somebody's nose, not because of somebody's looks. Right? You will notice, yeah.
但係當你冷靜啲，當你放鬆咗、靜落嚟、沉澱咗，再觀察下、仔細觀察下嘅時候，小心觀察嘅時候，你會發覺，咦，我列出嘅每一項又好似唔係噃。
You have to do this exercise sometime. Otherwise, you become a very, what you call, you always complain. If you don't really analyze everything, it's problematic, right? You complain.
所以呢一個練習係我哋經常自己要實習㗎，要嘗試㗎。否則嘅話，你每天就係只得識得喺度投訴、喺度埋怨、喺度批評。
And you complain to the Buddha, you complain to your parents, you complain to yourself.
埋怨佛陀，埋怨你嘅父母，埋怨你自己。
Then you will say, everything is not worthy.
然後你就話：唉，呢一切都冇價值嘅。
Yes. Everything is unworthy.
冇意思、冇價值嘅。
And this is where they call depression starts.
於是乎，你就會有憂鬱，你會好低落，你會好難過，好傷心。
In order to overcome the depressions, we should be able to do this exercise. But it's really a problem.
如果要對治呢一個咁嘅憂鬱，呢一個咁嘅不安，呢個咁嘅唔開心，我哋就要做頭先喇嘛講嘅呢一個練習，就係開始去仔細地沉澱落嚟，問自己到底乜嘢障礙咗我去睇到我嘅佛性、我嘅自由同埋我嘅
This is where we started. We have this interest to study. Okay, study. Open the Buddhist sutras, right? Some textbook. You look at, what's it really a problem?
咁於是乎，我哋就開始去睇經典，睇下到底個問題喺邊度。
Right? Then when you study at the beginning, because of my karma. Have you heard that word? Yes.
睇
When
到經
I
典之
fail to
後，
recognize my Buddha nature, it's because of my karma.
你話我揾到一個答案啦，係我嘅業力啊。
Have you heard that word, karma?
聽過業力呢樣嘢未啊？
Do you feel that because I fail to recognize my Buddha nature, because of my karma?
有冇人覺得就係因為自己嘅業力，所以自己感受唔到自己嘅佛性呢？
Yes. They will say, my karma. And sometimes, right, when you look at surface level in the Buddhist text, saying because of karma, then they emphasize accumulating karma, right? Because of your bad karma.
係一個好表面嘅一種嘅了解咧，就會覺得，因為我有咁多唔好嘅業啊，令到我咧係唔能夠睇到、感受到我嘅佛性。
Think one is karma, right? Think people. Then if you little bit study more, not just karma, maybe my klesha, right? Disturbing what you call mental infection.
再讀多啲經典，你又再諗啦，除咗業力之外，仲有我嘅煩惱啊！煩惱呢個就係我嘅障礙嚟啦。
Or anything else. But according to Buddha, or the great masters, Indian masters, Nagarjunas, Enchanted Kirti, they say, not a karma, not a klesha. They said, your own thinking mind.
但
Then you
係
have a thinking mind called view, thinking mind. Okay, now you have a three choice, right? What really block us? Not this phenomena around us, right? Not around the phenomena. maybe three choice: karma, or the klesha, or the thinking mind, sometimes called view. Or maybe sometimes you think, okay, Buddha is angry. You upset Buddha. Right? We upset three jewels. Maybe that's fourth possibility thing.
而第三個，你又再深入啲睇下經典，咁又覺得譬如一啲印度嘅大師，譬如龍樹菩薩咁樣，佢會話：唔係業力，唔係煩惱，係我哋嘅心啊！我哋睇嘅一切，我哋嘅所謂嘅一個見，我哋嘅認為，我哋嘅見解，呢個就係阻住我哋嘅障礙嚟啦。又甚至乎你再睇深入啲，你又話你仲睇到你話可能我得罪咗佛陀，我得罪咗三寶啊，搞到我而家咧係唔能夠證悟。
Okay, we should contemplate this for karma, klesha, your thinking mind, and maybe you upset God, you upset three jewels, you upset spirit.
呢四個睇法係咪咧？業力啦、煩惱啦、我哋嘅心嘅作怪啦，抑或係我激嬲咗呢個四方嘅神佛，令到我咧係冇法子證悟咧。
So these four topics become a very important subject to contemplate.
呢四個功課咧，亦都係我哋需要咧仔細地去慢慢思維嘅一個課題嚟㗎。頭先所講嘅四樣嘢。
Okay. Then when you study somewhere there, maybe sometimes some tradition really emphasize on karma, right? Bad karma.
有一啲嘅傳統會好着重呢個業力。
For me, I will speak from my own idea or feeling, who believe that karma is the primary blockage to realize my Buddha nature. I say, you are very coward. You are afraid of karma. Coward? Yes.
喇嘛話從佢嘅睇法，從佢嘅了解，佢嘅角度咧話，如果你信第一樣嘢，業力係遮障咗係你嘅障礙咧，咁你就係一個懦夫啦。
Then you will live in the fear, always fear. I make my mistake. Karma, right? Always live under the fear.
咁你就會喺恐懼之中生活着，因為你好驚呢個業力會影響你。
Then I will argue, you don't need to be afraid of karma, because karma we created. It's our creation, right? It's a silly to afraid of karma. It's like you create your creation and you are afraid of your own creation. It's a silly.
喇嘛認為呢個真係好傻嘅一個睇法。業力係你自己做出嚟㗎嘛，你有咩理由自己做出嚟嘅嘢你會驚佢嘅呢？
If you're afraid of your karma, stop creating bad karma instead of worry and fear.
與其係去驚、去害怕喺恐懼之中生活，你唔做業咪得咯？
Yes, instead of it's so silly. You created your creation and put it on the wall, and you scared of your own creation.
係咪好傻咧？就好似我哋創造咗一幅畫出嚟咁，係自己嘅創作，然後跟住你望住幅畫你就好驚喎。
Sometime in Asia, right? In the East, in Tibet, Nepal, India, and China, sometime in Buddhism, there is an element of fear. Karma, right?
尤其是喺亞洲地方，譬如西藏啊、中國啊、其他嘅地方，中國啲亞洲嘅地方咧，呢個恐懼呢一個心態咧係幾咁普遍㗎。
Really, I will argue or debate. No need to afraid of your karma, because we create it, right? In Buddhism, right? Does karma create us, or we create a karma? Thing, right? If karma created us, karma eat us, yes. We should be mindful, be protected karma, because karma will eat you, create you, right? But in Buddhism, no. We create karma. You have a choice. What kind of karma you want to create it, right? So why should we afraid of?
喺喇嘛喺呢一方面，佢就會咁樣去辯論啦。佢就話業力係你自己做出嚟噶嘛，你有乜理由要驚佢嘅呢？你唔需要驚佢㗎。但係如果係業力係做你嘅呢，咁你就要驚啦，你要避開佢啦，因為業力會整你出嚟，會整走你什麼，要避開佢啦。但係唔係喎，原來係我哋做業出嚟嘅喎，我哋做佢出嚟，我哋製造佢出嚟，點解要驚呢？
So therefore in Buddhism, problem is not only our karma. Problem is not our karma. Okay? Therefore, karma is not a blockage for us. But not because of karma we fail. Something else.
所以喺佛教嘅角度，我而家開始明白啦，業並唔係遮障咗我哋，障礙咗我哋去睇到自己佛性嘅東西，係其他嘢。
And then again in Buddhist text, right? It's called klesha.
好啦，我哋又會下一個課題就係呢個煩惱啦。
Do you know the terminology klesha in Chinese?
有冇成日都有冇聽呢個咁嘅詞啊？煩惱心、煩惱。
By no?
煩惱。
Fine, no? Okay, and raise your hand. You don't have no idea about this fine no.
有冇人未聽過唔知係乜嘢？請舉手啊！煩惱心、煩惱。
We have two newcomers. Do you know this idea of panel? Yes. You? Yes. I know. Okay, good. Klesha. Especially in Buddhism, right? This bino or klesha is a very sensitive topic and very destructive element, right? Yes.
喺佛教嚟講咧，呢個煩惱呢一個課題咧係一個好敏感嘅課題，同埋佢相當呢個有呢一個破壞性嘅。
Then, when you don't look very closely, right? Analyze closely, yes, because of this klesha, bino. Bino is what the klesha is the blockage, is the obscuration.
當你係唔係好深入咁去睇嘅時候，你好似係咁覺得，哎呀呢啲煩惱咧係遮障咗我見到我嘅佛性嘅一個成因嚟嘅。
Then yes, klesha is very destructive.
好有破壞力。
And klesha arise, suddenly things change.
當煩惱起嘅時候，就一切都轉變啦。
But remember that klesha is not the intrinsic nature of our being.
大家要記住，但係呢種煩惱咧，唔係我哋本身所具備嘅東西嚟㗎。
Klesha is a very temporary thing.
佢係一個好暫時性嘅嘢。
This is what I call in my English translation is a mental infection.
就好似一個喺心理上邊嘅一種嘅暫時嘅被傳染咁嘅狀態，呢個係喇嘛佢用嘅字，傳染嘅狀態。
Right? So infection means it's temporary.
即係好似我哋感染咗咁樣，係咪？譬如有細菌感染嗰種狀態。
It's not the nature of our being, not the nature of our life, and not the nature of our mind.
絕對唔係我哋自己本性嚟嘅。
So therefore, then think, right? Sometimes they translate disturbing emotions. It's disturbed.
佢會喺度干擾我哋，令到我哋不安嘅一啲嘅情緒，例如。
So therefore, we should look at what really disturbed, what create this klesha.
因此，我哋要睇嘅係乜嘢產生呢啲咁樣嘅干擾呢？ 嘅情緒呢？
Of course, nobody will enjoy the pleasure.
當然冇人會享受呢啲煩惱嘅。
Maybe some crazy American or Westerners may enjoy the pleasure.
或者一啲比較係另類嘅一啲外國人、西方人，或者佢哋可能有機會都會享受呢啲煩惱嘅。
Any healthy human being would not enjoy pleasure.
一個健康嘅人，佢唔會享受呢啲煩惱嘅。
Then we should really think what really create pleasure.
因此我哋就需要問，到底乜嘢製造呢啲煩惱出嚟呢？
Then if you don't like pleasure, you have to look at the cause.
如果你唔
Primary
中意嘅
causes of
話
pleasure.
你唔中意嘅話，你就要睇下到底佢嘅成因係乜嘢？佢有幾種嘅成因呢？
This is what the Buddha explained also very nicely. Right? There are two kinds of dog. Dog? Yeah, two kinds of dog. Dog, yes. Yes, dog.
好啦，佛陀咧就用咁嘅解釋，有兩種狗。
One is like me. Sorry. Dog is like, one is a very coward dog, right? When something, throw stone, you go after the stone. That is the first type of a dog. And another dog is not after go to throw the stone. The dog will think where this stone is coming.
好啦，咁呢兩種狗就一隻狗咧就係你掟啲嘢俾佢，咁佢就向你掟嗰樣嘢咧就追去，咁佢就會搏命去追你掟嗰樣嘢。但係另外一種狗聰明狗咧，佢就唔係睇你掟出嚟嗰樣嘢，佢睇你幾時掟
Right?
掟嗰個人。
If you hit the dog stone, the coward dog will attack the stone. The smart dog think the person who throw.
就譬如你用石頭去掟隻狗咁樣，個蠢嘅嗰個懦弱嘅狗，佢就會去搏命去捉嗰個石頭。但係聰明有智慧嘅狗咧，佢就會睇下你幾時掟嗰個人啦。
So which dog are you?
咁我哋係邊種狗咧？
Dog A or dog B?
第 A 種嘅 B 種狗咧？
Right? How do you react? I think most of the time we are dog A.
我哋點樣反應嘅咧？我哋係唔係好多時候都係第一種懦弱嘅，去四圍追石頭嘅狗咧？
I call stupid
呢個
dog.
係一個蠢狗。
When you think problem is the pleasure, right? To rid of the pleasure, and you get angry, attack the pleasure on the pleasure. It's a good attempt, right?
如果你當煩惱就真正係你嘅障礙嘅話咧，咁你就係 A 類嘅蠢狗啦。
And then Buddha said, actually, really, be the second B, right? You should analyze what is a pleasure, what is the primary condition.
所以佛陀教我哋就要去分析，要做第二種聰明嘅狗係乜嘢製造呢一個煩惱出嚟呢？
This is what Nagarjuna
呢個就係龍樹菩
says.
薩
One of Nagarjuna, we should read the
幫我
one,
哋為我哋講嘅，我哋一
very
齊
good
睇。
verses, Nagarjuna's verses.
我哋睇一睇龍樹菩薩所講嘅一個
From the Nagarjuna's root verses on the middle way, karma, klesha are due to concept.
龍樹菩薩講嘅係講有關呢個煩惱。
There's a karma and kleshas are due to concept.
佢話呢個業同埋煩惱咧，都係由於我哋嘅概念心。
And concept is pre-elaborate. Due to elaborations, they are brought to an end by emptiness.
好似喺第一頁，我哋喺第1、2、3、4嗰度，從計執有業煩惱，從戲論有彼等執，於空性中戲論滅。
Can you read one more time in Chinese?
OK， 從計執有業煩惱，從戲論有彼等執。 於空性中氣論滅。
Okay. They're saying, of course, it's a karma, right? We created karma. Where we suffer, right? We're suffering. The samsara, suffering, confusion.
我哋話我哋嘅業力啊，要我哋有煩惱，同埋我哋咧開始輪迴。
And then Buddha's answer is where we suffer, all the suffering, samsara, right? Samsara is a result of karma. That's why it's because of karma. Yes.
而呢個輪迴亦都係因為業力嘅招引起嘅。
Okay. Then who created karma?
咁邊個產生呢個業力嘅咧？
Karma. Then because of klesha, right, we become, when our mind's disturbed, imbalanced, afflicted, then we do all kinds of things. Then because of klesha, we create a karma.
而就因為煩惱，我哋嘅心就失咗平衡，我哋做出種種愚蠢嘅事情出嚟，又繼續去造業。
Okay. Then our question is klesha is my nature?
咁我就開始問，到底呢個煩惱係咪我嘅本性嚟呢？
Is klesha is the nature of my life?
係咪我生命嘅本性嚟呢？
Or intrinsic nature of my mind?
或者係我心嘅本身嘅嗰個本性呢？
If it is klesha is the nature of our life, nature of mind, then you cannot do it. It's a nature thing, right? You cannot change.
如果呢個係佢本質本性嘅話，咁就冇嘢可以搞噶咯。
Then klesha is not the intrinsic nature of our life, our beings, our mind. We create it again.
而我哋要明白呢啲東西煩惱唔係我哋嘅本質嚟嘅，係我哋製造佢出嚟嘅嘢嚟嘅啫。
Then they say how is by your thinking mind, concept. Yeah, this is concept.
透過我哋去用概念心去諗嘢，我哋嘅氣論。
Thinking mind or conceptual mind.
我哋用一種嘅念頭，我哋嘅一種對嘅一啲概念嘅一啲諗嘢嘅模式。
Not just a conceptual mind, then the particular, very specific conceptual mind called elaboration.
唔單止係一種概念嘅諗法，仲有咧係由從呢個概念，我哋將所有嘅嘢咧不停咁樣加添、製造，為佢繼續咁樣去繼續落去諗。
Okay? Because of your thinking mind here.
就因為我哋嗰個諗嘢嗰個心啦，念頭嘅心。
Then there's because of the thinking mind disturb your mind, klesha, then karma, then you suffer.
就係因為咁樣嘅一個連鎖嘅反應咧，我哋就苦啦。
Then how you want to change, right? The thinking mind change is through the emptiness.
點樣去改變呢一樣嘢咧？就係透過空性。
Right? Through understand emptiness. Emptiness will put end or destroy, transcend this idea, this thinking mind, right? That when your thinking mind is corrected, and the klesha mind already what they call vanishing, subsided. When your klesha mind is facing calm, there's no room to create karma. If they're not creating karma, you're free.
對空性嘅收集同埋了解，就會讓我哋嘅心得到轉化，而所謂嘅煩惱就會湮滅㗎啦。
Do you understand now? This is what Nagarjuna, right? You know Nagarjuna?
龍樹菩薩喺中觀根本慧論裏邊幫我哋講，頭先我念出嚟嗰三句偈。
As I'm saying, this word is from Nagarjuna, not my father, or not from my mother. It's from Nagarjuna.
唔係喇嘛爸爸媽媽講嘅，係龍樹菩薩為我哋講出嚟嘅呢三句偈頌。
Yes. Then the same thing Nagarjuna's student disciple, Chandakirti.
喺龍樹菩薩有另外一個佢嘅弟子係叫做月稱菩薩。
There's one verses before that, right? He said the same thing here. Ordinary beings are bounded by conceptions, and the yogins are free from conceptions, are liberated. The wise one teach that the reversal of conception is the result of analysis.
喺頭先嗰段偈頌嘅上一個係月稱菩薩入中論裏邊嘅論涅的根本嗰度，二生皆被分別薄，能滅分別即解脫。智者說滅諸分別，即是觀察所得果。
From the Buddhist point of view, right, these two verses are very standard.
喺佛教嘅角度嚟講咧，呢一個係非常之中心點嘅兩個偈頌嚟㗎。
Right, you can think of this Nagarjuna and Chandakirti. They went through this. We can use this modern language. They go through all the research. Necessary research and research or practice or study, and the end, there's a conclusion. They make the conclusion. Not just like you sit and drink a little bit, you have an idea, just write down.
呢兩個偈頌呢，係龍樹菩薩同埋月稱菩薩經過好長時間嘅對呢個經典嘅了解，同埋佢哋嘅修持之後所得出嚟嘅結論，並唔係坐喺度出嚟嘅東西嚟嘅。
In the verses, right? Then also in India, they preserve, they cherish this as a treasure. Then later it translated into Chinese, into Tibetan. Many great masters, right? Even in China and Tibet, wrote a commentary and practice, still study.
之所以呢，呢個偈頌，呢兩個偈頌呢，係被翻譯成為好多好多嘅語言。而家喺我哋面前睇到嘅係有英文同埋中文，因為其實佢實在係講出啲非常之中心、非常之重要嘅事情俾我哋聽。
Okay, did you get a little bit?
大家有冇少少嘅了解
Or did you get confused?
會唔會覺得更
Did you
加
get
亂
lost?
呢？好似有
Did
啲
you
迷
get
失
lost or
咧，
boring?
係咪會唔會覺得悶啊？
Okay. Or any questions?
或者有冇啲問題想問拉埋咧？
Not ready? Okay, good. Yes? There's one person a little bit.
我想問咧，係咪我哋嘅夢靈啊，同埋愚痴啊，遮蓋我哋嘅佛性啊？
Okay. Patrick says that is it our ignorance that has been blocking us from experiencing our Buddha
Buddha
nature?
nature, ignorance. Yes, ignorance. Then what is ignorance?
咁 Lama 就會問：咁乜嘢係無明咧？
Okay, ignorance. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, then I want to approach a little bit what you call very simple way. Okay, sometimes like this is to philosophy and to okay, very simple way. Okay, simple way. The question is not about the Buddha nature. Maybe many of us were not interested to realize the Buddha nature. Right? Many people, maybe a few of us, were a little bit crazy, interested to realize the Buddha nature.
其實唔係真係個個人都，可能有啲人真係冇乜興趣去思考呢個佛性呢回事嘅。
Okay. Then put aside the Buddha nature, think why we suffer.
或者我哋從一個比較簡單啲嘅層面去諗呢樣嘢，點解我哋會受苦呢？
Suffering.
苦係乜嘢嚟呢？
Then again, One is a suffering as a fact, and another suffering is unnecessarily we suffer. I call imaginary suffering. Imaginary suffering.
苦有兩個層面，一種就係事實上係咪係苦，抑或係你想像出嚟嘅苦呢？
Like a certain suffering we have to experience. As long as we have this body, we have to go through. 第一種嘅就係有一日我哋有呢個身體，我哋就要去經歷呢啲嘅苦噶啦。Buddha said, right? Buddha said, birth is pain.
佛陀話出世係一個苦啦。
Aging is pain.
年長年老係一個苦啦。
Sickness is pain.
病係一個苦啦。
Death and dying is pain.
死亡都係。
Right? This four river, right? This everybody.
每一個人都要經歷過呢四樣嘢噶啦。
And this is not a problem.
呢個唔係問題。
Right? We suffer more than these four rivers of suffering. Suffer more. I call imaginary suffering.
頭先講嘅四條嘅苦河咧，即係生老病死咧，唔係我哋嘅主要嘅苦，最主要嘅苦係我哋想像出嚟嘅苦更苦。
Right? Imaginary suffering. Birth, aging, sickness, death and dying. I think we can handle, right? Many people, yeah, we can handle, okay.
生老病死，我哋都或者可以應付啊。
But top of that, we have a lot of imaginary suffering.
但係喺呢四條苦河之上咧，我哋有好多好多我哋想像出嚟嘅苦。
And we create this suffering, imaginary suffering. Sometimes personally we create it, sometimes collectively we create it. Sometimes people help me, right, to have an imaginary suffering.
有啲係我哋自己諗出嚟嘅，有啲係我哋集體一齊製造出嚟嘅苦。
So therefore, the imaginary suffering you can end any time.
而呢一個製造出嚟嘅苦咧，我哋任何時間都可以將佢中斷嘅。
Yes, if we have a choice, if there is a method not to suffer by imaginary suffering, why don't we learn this method?
如果真係有一個方法令到我哋可以中斷呢個苦嘅話，我哋點解唔會學呢個方法呢？
Okay, like imaginary suffering. Then again, are you ready to get a list? Do you have a space in your brain now?
仲有冇空間呢？我哋個心可唔可以再聽咗少少？
Or you want to wait another 10 years?
而家要聽個方法，抑或10年後先聽呢個方法？點樣去截斷呢啲煩惱呢？呢啲苦呢？
No. Now, right? Yes. Oh, yes.
I would like to ask a question about conception. I understand that what you have just taught us is if we are not bound by conception,
And you're
then
free.
we will be liberated.
Yes.
But I don't understand that this is already a conception, right? And also, just like what we have talking just now for, sometimes
There's a
this
conception.
evening is about
Conception.
the Buddha nature. The Buddha nature, we are free and enlightened, and everything good with it.
Yes.
Is it not a conception too? So I got very confused.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
呢位同學，你會唔會自己用中文講一次啊？
其實真係好迷茫嘅，我即係明白咧就點稱呼喇嘛嚇，喇嘛咧就頭先教我哋就唔好俾一啲概念所捆綁，因為咧俾概念捆綁嘅時候，我哋係好唔自由嘅。咁但係呢個本身已經係一個概念啦，同埋咧就譬如話我哋就今日我坐喺度聽到話。我哋有佛陀嘅本質係好良善啊，好有慈悲心，或者係好有啟蒙嘅，即係開悟嘅。咁呢個都係一個概念嚟嘅喎。 所以我唔明白，係就想I just don't understand. I hope that you have some enlightenment for me.
Enlightened quality. Maybe we should get the enlightened pill or enlightened drink like water.
啱話有冇啲可以令到你證悟嘅丸仔啊，或者證悟嘅水啊飲咗，或者可以解答頭先嗰位同學嘅問題。
Of course, when we said enlightenment, Buddha nature's freedoms, right? And we have to use that concept in order to get something. And Buddha nature, enlightenment and freedom is of course not just concept, but in order to communicate, right? Communicate for us, we have to use this concept, like terminology, language. Of course, this is water, right? You say it's just concept. No. When you use water, it's a concept, but what you try to say is beyond concept. But water is just concept, isn't it? It's a language. Language is the result of concept. Same thing like Buddha natures, not just mere concept, try to point it out something, like water. We will talk later, okay?
頭先啱埋講嘅就係去答頭先嗰位同學嘅問題咧，咁就話咧其實語言就係呢個概念同埋分別心嘅一個結果嚟㗎。咁但係喺而家現階段咧，我哋就要用語言去溝通。咁冇錯㗎，我哋頭先所講嘅用語言去講嘅，的確係一種概念嘅，包括我哋去語言或者用詞彙去講佛性呢兩個字、證悟呢兩個字，都係語言嚟嘅。咁但係正如好似頭先啱埋用嘅例子係水，水呢個字係概念嚟嘅，係分別心嚟嘅。但係佢所指嘅嗰樣嘢喺個詞彙後邊嗰樣嘢係冇概念㗎。正如佛性呢兩個字所指嗰樣嘢，背後嗰樣嘢係概念以外嘅東西嚟。咁或者我哋咧日後有多少少時間再講呢個問題。
Right. Then even Buddha, I don't know you really believe in Buddha or not, but what Buddha says is in order to go beyond concept, you have to use concept.
要超越呢個分別心咧，你首先要用咗呢個分別心先。
Okay, so therefore, like, in order to understand something, right, for us, you have to use concept.
呢個係我哋嘅工具，我哋係用佢嚟到超越翻佢。
For me, like if I want to get water from you, I have to use my concept. Can you give me a water? Otherwise, I can't. You not get a water. You have to get a concept.
譬如喇嘛想問你可唔可以俾杯水我飲啊？咁佢唔可以唔用語言去令你喺現階段去明白佢噶嘛？佢就只有咁樣，咁你咪會溝通唔到咯。喺呢個現階段。
I'm a little bit afraid of time. Otherwise, I have a lot of things to say about the concept. Actually, concept is good as a manager. You can use your concept as your manager. If you want to manage something to be done, use your concept as a manager. Don't let your concept become your boss. Right? If your concept become your boss, you will suffer. And order you. I say, concept is perfect to use as your manager. To get things to be done, right? Use concept. But if your concept become your boss, then lead you off. Let your compassion become your boss, not the concept.
所以喺呢度喇嘛教我幫我哋再講多少少概念分別心呢件事情咧，其實我哋係可以好好咁樣去運用佢㗎。我哋所以用佢嚟做我哋嘅經理，幫我哋將事情咧辦妥。我哋只係用佢，但係唔將佢變成為我哋嘅老闆。我哋嘅老闆係邊個咧？ 係我哋嘅慈悲心。
Okay, again, we're going back. We have two types of suffering, okay? Suffering, which is fact. Birth, aging, sickness, death and dying, it's a fact. Don't try to fight against the fact. You have to go. You have to accept.
頭先再講翻我哋嘅兩種嘅苦啊，係咪啊？嗰啲事實，即係嗰4條苦河咧，生老病死咧，係事實嚟㗎嘛。咁我哋就唔需要同佢去鬥爭，唔會同佢對抗，接受。
Even all the great enlightened beings, including Buddha himself, Milarepa, go through this birth, aging, sickness, and death and dying there.
所有嘅證悟者。包括佛陀，包括密勒日巴尊者，都經歷過呢4條苦河㗎啦。
These are not the problem. These are the fact.
呢個唔係問題，係事實。
For us, we don't want to accept the fact. I want to fight against this fact. And you have an idea. I say, we want to be too smart with the idea. I can fight. This is why we created imaginary suffering.
而我哋就好多會自作聰明地將呢啲事實，我哋都去對抗。由於咁，我哋就產生咗另外一個層面嘅苦，呢個就係想像出嚟嘅苦啦。
So the imaginary suffering, you don't have to wait to free from imaginary suffering until I die, until I become an old, long beard. Actually, any moment you can free from your imaginary suffering.
而呢一種創造出嚟嘅、想像出嚟嘅苦，你唔需要等到自己白髮蒼蒼，你先至話我要停啦。而你而家你就可以將佢斬斷。
Because imaginary suffering is created by your own conception.
因為係由你嘅分別、你嘅概念整出嚟嘅。
Right? Your own conception, your own thought, thinking mind.
你嘅念頭，你諗出嚟嘅嘢嚟㗎。
Good thing is you have a choice what to think, what to not to think. You have a choice.
其實係一件好事。其實我哋係有選擇㗎，乜嘢去諗，乜嘢唔去諗。
If you're suffering, thinking Lama Tempa is bad, you have a choice to stop not to thinking Lama Tempa at all.
例如你諗Lama Tempa係一個壞人，咁你有選擇唔去諗㗎嘛？
If you suffer, oh, how bad Lama Tempa is, lying, bullshitting, oh, blah, 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 suffering, you have a totally freedom not to think. Then you're free already, right? Pain of Lama Tempa, bad Lama.
例如你話呢個Lama又係亂噏嘢唔好嘅人嚟嘅，令到我煩惱啊咁，你唔諗咪得咯，冇事咯。
Same thing like imaginary suffering, right? You can liberate any moment if you want it.
只要你想，任何一刻你都可以從佢解脫出嚟㗎。
So therefore, first, what create imaginary suffering?
所以我哋要明白乜嘢創造呢一個想像出嚟嘅苦呢？
You cannot just sit and you experience imaginary suffering. You blame your parents, your government, your neighborhood, weather, global warming, right? Everything blame outside.
你唔可以坐喺度受住呢啲自己想出嚟嘅苦，就四圍去埋怨呢個世界，埋怨你嘅父母，埋怨呢個地球暖化，埋怨一切一切。
The Buddha said actually your own mind here, conceptual mind.
佛陀話係你個心，你個分別心走出嚟嘅嘢嚟㗎。
Then again, all the conceptual mind not that powerful create imaginary suffering.
你嘅分別心係好有力量咁樣去做出呢一啲所有嘅想像出嚟嘅煩惱。
Then you divide it conceptual mind with a belief, conceptual mind without a belief.
你嘅分別心，你可以相信佢，你可以唔相信佢。
Right? Certain conceptual mind just coming up, gone, coming up, and it doesn't have a power, but conceptual mind with a belief called view.
好多時候我哋嘅分別心有好多種嘅，有時佢走出嚟嘅嘢好快就會消滅咗、幻滅咗。但係有一啲呢，走咗出嚟嘅嘢呢，就會為我哋創造一個見解、一個見地，呢樣嘢呢，就停留喺度啦。
view.
見解見地。
Okay, do you understand the view? You believe something,
你
right?
相信
This
一
is the
樣嘢。
view. From the Nagarjuna, right? Have you heard of Nagarjuna?
龍
You
樹
say
菩薩
worst thing is the view.
話呢一樣嘢係最差勁
Yes,
嘅一樣嘢嚟嘅。
view.
你嘅見地見解。
That view, sometimes we think view is unnecessary, right? Actually, according to Nagarjuna, all the imaginary suffering is created by the view.
而我哋好多時以為咁人係需要有呢啲睇法見解嘅喎，咁但係龍樹菩薩就話呢一樣嘢就係我哋製造我哋嘅想像煩惱嘅最主要嘅元兇嚟㗎啦。
Or idea.
你嘅念頭、
Idea and view.
諗法。
Then that view has to be destroyed, transcend, right? Through your wisdom.
就係透過我哋嘅智慧，將呢一啲嘅見解睇法，將佢去解開，然後將佢去咧唔再控制我哋。
In order to destroy this view, Buddha or Nagarjuna taught the idea, wisdom of emptiness.
而為咗要去將呢啲見解將佢去破滅咧，菩薩、龍樹菩薩同埋佛陀就係教我哋空性啦。
And then, of course, when you come to the view, again, right? We are human beings, acquire many view, different view.
我哋係人嚟噶嘛，我哋有好多好多嘅睇法，好多好多嘅念頭。
So in this retreat, we're going to work maybe 4 view.
喺呢個閉關裏邊，我哋會睇4種唔同嘅見地睇法。
So first one, you think, right? The view of I'm being alone.
第一種係我覺得我係一個淨係我單獨一個人喺度嘅啫。
You have a very strong view, a very strong feeling, very strong, what do you call, thinking mind there. I'm being alone.
你有一種好強烈嘅感覺，你覺得我自己係單獨存在嘅，我係好孤獨嘅一種咁樣嘅睇法同埋認為。
I'm very isolated
我好似同人哋好似分開咗咁樣，
or disconnected.
斷咗啲聯繫。
In Tibetan, very good. Kerjang. Kerjang means I'm alone, you know.
呢個係藏文呢個咁嘅講法，就係好似我係好單敵、好單丁、好孤獨嘅感覺。
The Buddha says this view of being alone, being disconnected, being totally isolated, what is called self.
呢一個就係我啦。呢個覺得我自己一個人單獨同自己嘅就係我嘅一個見解見
Okay,
地
being
啦。
alone, being isolated, being disconnected. Yes. And Buddha said all the psychological problem, imaginary suffering, right? Actually started from that view.
所有心理嘅問題、障礙同埋我哋想像出嚟嘅苦，都係因為呢一個我。
Thing. We are being alone, isolated, disconnected, right? Isolated.
我係單丁一個，我就係我自己，我同人哋斷，我睇唔到我有啲乜嘅聯繫。
Then next problem is not only that we have a very strong attachment on permanent.
第二個見解就係我哋對於常嘅執着，即係一啲嘢係會恒常嘅一種執着。
Right? Things should be always the same. Same.
認為啲嘢成日都要保持咁嘅現狀嘅，
That's the second problem.
呢個係我第二個
Attachment or the view of permanent.
第二個問題係我哋對恒常嘅執着。
Okay. Then third is that once you are attached, a view of permanent, then opposite you have a fear
而
of
第
impermanent or fear of death and dying.
而第三係跟住第二而來嘅，就係對恆常嘅執着之後，就對無常嘅恐懼啦。
Okay. Fourth,
第
it's
四
being I want to be someone, somebody. Like being special.
第四個錯誤嘅見解就係我唔要係一個無名小卒，我要係一個什麼樣的某一個人，一個不同一般嘅人。
According to Buddha, Nagarjuna, or the Chandikiti, why we suffer, why we created this imaginary suffering, because of these four factors.
而
Called
佛
four
陀、
idea, four view.
龍樹菩薩同埋宇清菩薩，佢哋都話到俾我哋聽，之所以我哋有咁多想像出嚟嘅苦，就係呢四種錯誤嘅見解。
Okay. Do you have this four or not?
你哋有冇呢四種見解
Do you
呢？
have one of this? Then you will suffer imaginary suffering.
你有，
Do you
咁
want to
你就
continue
有
to
呢一個
suffer?
你想唔想繼續受呢個自己想像出嚟嘅苦呢？
Do you still need to suffer? I say no, right? If not, why don't we correct it now?
如果你唔想嘅話，點解我哋而家當下就即刻去改正佢呢？
Because it's our own thinking mind, abuse our own thinking mind.
我哋嘅平時諗嘢嘅方式、諗嘢嘅心，
Do you remember this four now?
大家記唔記得呢四點呢？
Okay, write it down.
寫低佢喎。
If you don't fall asleep, if Lama Tempa, an ugly face come in your mind, forget it, that face, and remember this four view.
如果你諗起喇嘛個唔係好靚仔嘅樣咧，你就唔好諗住喇嘛唔係好靚仔嘅樣，你諗住呢四點就得㗎啦。
And consider, do I have this view?
然後就自己諗下，我到底有冇其中呢四點裏邊嘅其中一點嘅見解呢？
Then if you don't have this view, forever, okay, I don't have a view of being alone, isolated, disconnected. Okay, you're good. Okay, you're not afraid of, you don't have attached view of permanent, you don't attach to permanent. Good too. You're not afraid of, impermanent and then dying. Even better. You don't have a problem with identity itself. Good. Then you don't need to come to the retreat.
如果你覺得諗下，我四樣都冇喎，咁其實你都可以喺屋企休息，唔使嚟呢個閉關㗎啦。
Then you can go out and help others.
你就可以出去幫人㗎啦。
You're fine.
你 OK 啊，冇問題㗎。
You should diagnose yourself. This, if you have this four, then you have to come back again and again. Not this weekend, right? Come again and again.
咁你幫自己斷下症啦，到底我有冇其中四樣嘢我冇份有份呢？你就翻嚟呢度繼續翻嚟啦。
I think we stop now, huh?
我哋喺呢度咧，今晚就作一個暫時嘅完結先。
Tomorrow we will have a less lecture. We will practice more how to really work with this.
咁明天呢，我哋個閉關呢就會多啲嘅練習，少啲嘅喺理論上面嘅傾談㗎啦。
Then, as a dedication, we should sing our song.
我哋用一個歌嚟到回向下唱一個歌仔。
A song of like a dream, like an illusion.
我哋唱嗰個 Like a Dream， 如夢幻泡
Sing
影。
in 3 times.
我哋唱3次。
Like a dream, like a illusion, like a city of Gandha. That's how birth and that's how living, that's how dying are taught to be. Like a dream, like a illusion, like a city. That's how birth and that's how living, that's how dying are taught to be like a dream, like an illusion, like a city of Gandhara. That's how birth and that's how living, that's how dying are taught to be. Thank you.